How do I tell my daughter about our next door neighbor? With a note from Dad. Hi Avery, I want to talk to you about our neighbor, Jeff Fogg. To call Jeff merely a neighbor does not give him enough credit. He is brave, strong, helpful, noble, honorable, and a great friend. Jeff was a police officer in the Waltham Police Department for 20 years before he retired. He did a dangerous job very well. He had to deal with mean, angry, and violent people, so people like us can live in a safe environment. Jeff is one of the most useful and valuable people to know. He shares his knowledge freely, helps out without being asked, and he uses his unique strengths to serve his family and community. Strong and safe communities and societies are built and maintained on the strength, character, and decency of men like Jeff. I am grateful to call Jeff my friend. I love you. Love, Dad. So I wrote this note for my neighbor. I wrote it for my daughter, but it's about my neighbor. And my neighbor is such a great neighbor. Since day one, when my wife and I moved into our house, he's been helpful. He's been a second set of eyes. He's always had good advice for us. He's bailed us out of jams. He's helped out so much, been a perfect neighbor. And he's just such a stand-up guy. He's just great. Every time I see him, I go over and say hi. And you couldn't ask for a better neighbor. And it's one of those things where you don't realize how valuable it is to have great neighbors until you don't. And he's the best. It doesn't get any better than him. And he's got some unique skills. And he's really found, he was really in his zone as a police officer. He was smart. He was brave. He had no problem dealing with drunks and violent people, stuff that I would have no desire to do. I'm so grateful that there's people brave enough and crazy enough to do that job. And so I wanted my daughter to know that you got to value and appreciate and see the best in everybody. And with Jeff, it's super easy to, because he's so awesome. And so I wanted to let my daughter know, and that is today's note from Dad.